Julius Erving's daughter hates her father's guts, which is confusing because he's usually seen as a NBA great who was celebrated by everyone. But how did he go from a celebrated player to a terrible father whose own daughter disowned him? Now you might be wondering, how could Dr. J, a man adored by millions, be a source of pain for his own daughter? Well, that's where this story takes a turn. But Irving had a secret that would challenge his public image and tarnish his reputation. Not all secrets revolve around money, some revolve around people. More specifically, undeclared children by famous celebrities. Alexandra Stevenson, a rising tennis star in the late 90s, shocked the world when she revealed the identity of her father, Julius Erving. This revelation brought to light a past relationship that Irving had kept out of the public eye and raised questions about his role as a father. This meant Alexandra had to deal with being famous because of her dad, even though she was trying to be a star herself. It also meant trying to figure out how to have a relationship with her dad after he wasn't around for a long time. For Julius Erving, this public acknowledgement of his paternity challenged his carefully constructed image. It forced him to confront a past relationship and a child that had been kept hidden from the world. His infidelity was a major scandal. He cheated on his first wife, with Alexandra's mother, showing that he couldn't be trusted as a father. He might have been a hero in front of fans, but in his personal life, he was leaving behind broken trust and a tarnished reputation. It's kind of surprising, right? You'd think someone who was so famous and successful would be good with money, but sometimes even the smartest people make mistakes. It seems like he made some bad choices with his investments. Think of it like this. Imagine someone inheriting a boatload of money. Instead of being smart about it, they essentially gamble it all away, hoping for a massive return, but failing to consider the potential for loss. On top of that, Irving became obsessed with a fancy lifestyle. It's easy to get carried away when you're at the peak of your career and buy blingy things that serve little or no value to you in the long run, like going to the toy store and buying every single toy you want. It might be fun at first, but eventually you'll run out of money. This usually proves to be a big problem for athletes, especially when they retire. Case in point, Shawn Kemp, a six-time All-Star earning over $90 million during his career, had to file for bankruptcy just a few years after his retirement in 2005, owing to a combination of bad financial decisions and personal struggles. That's why it's important for athletes to learn how to manage their money so that their fate doesn't land them in shoes like that of Shawn Kemp. Talking about fate, you know how sometimes rumors circulate about people? Unverified claims or speculation that, even if untrue, can still have a damaging impact. Gambling was Julius Erving's kryptonite. He was rumored to have had a big problem with it, like spending all his money trying to win more. But is it true? Erving was seen at casinos a lot. He was spending most of his time there. This is a major indication of a developing gambling problem. Irving never opened up on these rumors, so you'll have to build a bigger picture on your own. Even if Julius Erving didn't have a gambling problem, these allegations were enough to hurt his reputation. We've talked about Julius Erving's money problems and the whispers about his gambling. But now let's talk about something else, his temper. Have you ever gotten really angry? Like when somebody made a really snarly comment about you at work and your fingers started to tremble with rage? Maybe you wanted to yell or even throw something. Well, sometimes Julius Erving got angry too. He was super competitive on the basketball court, like he always wanted to win. That's usually a good thing, but sometimes it made him lose his cool. It's like playing a board game and getting upset when you don't win. There was this one time when Erving punched Larry Bird in the face during a game between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Boston Celtics on November 1984. The incident occurred in the third quarter of the game at the Boston Garden. Tensions were high, and the two stars got tangled up during a play. Bird ended up on the floor and then confronted Erving as they headed down the court. A scuffle ensued with both players throwing punches. Erving connected with a few jabs before they were separated and ejected from the game. But Erving's temper wasn't just on the court. He sometimes got angry off the court too, like when things weren't going his way. It's possible that Erving felt like he was cracking under all the pressure, and that probably led him to lose his cool. After all, the media acts like a magnifying glass when it comes to celebs, and that's bound to have its toll on anybody. But even though Erving had a temper, he also had a lot of good qualities. He was charismatic. He knew how to be a likable person. It's like when you meet someone new and you just click. He was also a leader, which means he could inspire people to do their best. It's like being the captain of your team and cheering everyone on. But sometimes his personality also caused problems. His temper could make people upset, and it might have even hurt his relationships with others. I personally believe here's what you can learn from Julius Erving's temper and personality. Everyone has different parts and levels to them. Some parts are good and some parts are not so good. It's important to try to control our not so good parts like our temper. Now you're probably thinking, wow, Julius Erving wasn't as perfect as everyone thought. And you're right. But remember, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes, even legends like Julius Erving. Erving might have had his ups and downs, but he was still a great basketball player. And even though he made some mistakes in his personal life, we can still admire him for his achievements on the court. He achieved greatness in both the ABA and NBA, winning championships with the New York Nets, ABA, and the Philadelphia 76ers, NBA. He was a dominant scorer, capturing 3 ABA scoring titles and an NBA MVP award. His incredible athleticism, highlighted by his gravity-defying dunks, revolutionized the game and inspired generations of players. Erving was a perennial all-star and a member of the NBA's 50th and 75th anniversary teams, solidifying his place among the game's all-time greats. Beyond his accolades, he is remembered for his charisma and sportsmanship, leaving a legacy that extends far beyond the basketball court. Well, folks, that's the story of Julius Erving. A story of amazing basketball skills, but also a story of personal struggles. It just goes to show that even the biggest stars have their own challenges to face. What do you think about Julius Erving? Did you know about all these things? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content. Thanks for watching.